So what is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. You know I like having you here. Anyway, about this little bike here, the nx500. I've realised that I haven't given you guys an update on this since about 8,000 miles. We are now on 14,000 miles or just over. So I just want to give you a little update of what I think about it. Do I still like it? What are the modifications I've done? Does it suit what I need to do? Is it the unicorn bike? Is it the perfect bike for me? Obviously, I'm not saying it's a perfect bike for you. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this the nx500, the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles? Stick around and find out. Thank you very much for sticking around. It's a rare occasion that the sun's come out. I can't remember seeing the sun on a morning commute for God knows how long. To give you an example, I've got a cb500 in the garage. We shall come back to that in a minute because I'm going to do some comparisons between this and the cb500, although they shouldn't really be compared because one's a street bike and one's an ADV bike, but you'll see where I'm coming from when we get to that. Yeah, the cb500, I bought it as a commuter, but I kind of fell in love with it. So I decided to only use it this year in the sunshine on nice days. But the way it's worked out since I made that kind of pact in the summer is the days have been so bad on my days off and my annual leave that the last time I rode it was, I think, the beginning of September. And we're now, what, middle of November. That just goes to show you the luck of the UK weather. Anyway, it's not about the CL, it's about this, the nx500. I bloody love this commute. So what do I think about it after 18 months? Do I still love it? I've got to say, I do. I very much do. I shall pull over a little bit further up here, give you a little bit of a walk round, and I'll show you around the modifications I've done to it. I shall also point out or tell you about some of the things I don't like too much about it, and this is where the weird thing comes in with the cb500. All will become clear at the time. So first of all, let's get on with the ergonomics. It's really, really comfortable. I have got a seat cover on it. I changed that. The original seat was not the greatest, but instead of changing the whole seat, I just put a cover on it, and that seems to have sorted it out no end. I've done thousands of miles on this seat cover, and it's really comfortable, really nice in the summer. It's one of those cool covers you will see when I do the walk round, and during the summer it does give you a lot of airflow to the nether regions, which is nice. A little bit cool in the winter, but we will take that. Let's just say it's refreshing. I've rolled the bars slightly forward to give me more room because I'm a big lad. I'm 6'2", wide in the shoulder, long in the legs. If you know my reviews, you know that statement. But what that does, it means it's a little bit easier for standing up and doing a little bit of off-road. Now, I don't do a lot of off-road on this because the suspension it's not really up to the job. It's more of a road suspension, but we kind of knew that. You can change the suspension. Whether I'm going to do that or not, I'm not 100% sure. But just doing that little tweak there has made it a lot more comfortable. If I was doing more off-road, I'd probably put bar risers on there, but for everyday use, I probably only do 2% off-road on this thing. Most of the off-road I'm going to do is gravel kind of tracks, so you don't really need it that extreme or that focused on the off-road stuff. Reliability wise, I've had absolutely no problems with it. We've had the engine management light come on. That comes on about every 300 miles due to the exhaust, because I've changed the exhaust on this, and that's to do with the sensors. But there is a way around that, not as in a way around that as in that I've bypassed anything and it doesn't come on anymore. The light still comes on when it feels like it. But what I did was buy a little code reset machine. I don't know what they're called, diagnostics machine, that's the word. They're only about 25 quid from Amazon, and you can just reset it. And you can also check the codes. I spoke to Honda and they say, yeah, you can just leave it on, doesn't make any difference. Doesn't do anything to the bike because it just comes up with a little O2 slow sensor kind of reading. But the problem with that is, if there is another problem and the light's already on, you're never going to know. So I bought the little machine. You just plug it in, it tells you the O2 sensor's a little bit slow, you reset it and off you go. It takes about 2 minutes. So that's much better than taking it to the shop and getting it reset every time. But if you don't change the exhaust, you probably won't have that problem. Handling wise, I think it handles really well. Again, the suspension will show itself up when you push on and get really stupid with it, because it is a budget bike at the end of the day. It's sub 7 grand for an ADV bike. So yeah, if you push on and you're bouncing the road and the road surface is not that great, it will get a little bit out of shape. But if you ride it smoothly and chill out and ride it how basically it was designed to be ridden, then all is good with the world. I've got to say, on the commute, I mean, I'm probably not going to show you the end of this commute because it's all traffic. It's the London end of it, and it's boring and it's just me swearing. I get Tourette's in traffic. This bike has been excellent. It's the best commute I've probably ever had. It's got the right amount of power. The ergonomics, as I say, are great. It's really comfortable. Keeps all the crap off you. Even though when I do the walk round, you'll see where all the crap went. It's all over the bike. I haven't cleaned it for about a month. And it has been raining for that month. All in all, it does everything perfectly. I've got some of these little villages. I've got some fast country lanes. I never do more than 70 miles an hour. I think the fastest road on the commute is 60. Or on any of my tours and around Britain trips, I never take the motorway. Although I've done 14,200 miles, whatever it is, I would say 200 of that has probably been motorways. The 14,000 has been roads like this, or at most 60 mile an hour dual carriageways, A roads. So if you want a blaster, this is not the bike for you. But if you want a plodder, something that's smooth and chilled out, and you kind of relax and want to go and see the UK, to me, this is pretty much perfect. What I shall do is pull in up here, give you a little bit of a look round, and I'll point out some of the modifications I've made. I love this part of the commute. You've got the North Downs ahead of us. Let's just shove it in here. Yeah, you've got the North Downs up here, the Surrey Hills. This is an absolutely, I've said it again, absolutely, this is a beautiful part of the commute. I love it every day coming up here. I absolutely love it. It makes me smile, makes me feel good, a little bit warm inside. Then I get over the Surrey Hills, over the North Downs, and then we're into kind of the London Basin. And that's when it's all a little bit rubbish. Anyway, right, let me show you around this. As I say, this is the nx500 stroke cb500x. And I say cb500x because under the seat, if you take it off, on the frame, it actually says cb500x. And on the logbook, it says cb500x. So the only thing that says nx500 basically is that sticker there. As you can see, I've done some modifications to it. The dirt was absolutely free. There's no charge for that. It is hanging at the moment, so apologies about that. I ride my bikes, don't clean them, as you can see from many of my videos. I probably average about 200 miles a week. Let's see what my average miles per gallon is. I hope you can see this. Let's turn that indicator off. Right, so we've done 14,298 miles. I'm trying to see if it's got an average for the life of the bike. Doesn't seem to. All I've got is an average for B. And on B, I think I reset the trip 2,000 miles ago. So in the last 2,000 miles, we have averaged 73.2 miles per gallon. Most of that has been this commute here. So I'd say 80% country roads and then 20% Londonish traffic. We're just on the outskirts of London where I work. So that's about it. I think on a total run, when I did the Scotland trip and everything, is 80 something miles to the gallon. So not bad at all. That little 17 litre tank, the light comes on about 230 to 250 miles before I have to fill it up. So that's pretty good. It's pretty cheap to run, pretty frugal. Let's run through some of the modifications. We'll start at the front. The obvious ones are the tyres. I've changed to these Trail Max Raids from Dunlop. Now, I'm going to compare this instantly to the CL500. This is the weird thing about this. Should I do that now? No, I'll get back to the weirdness in a minute. Anyway, we've got the Trail Max Raids on there. We've also got the SW Motec foot pegs, which are slightly lower and offer me a little bit more grip. I don't know if you can see that. They've got some serrations on the head, so when you are doing a little bit of off-road, you can grip into those. I've got bark busters on there. We've got the Oxford heated grips. We've got a little MRA screen extender. We've got the crash bars on there. I don't like to call them crash bars because I don't like to crash. We've got the Denali spotlights, and we've got the yellow lenses on. Denali sound bomb as well. The lenses and the Denali sound bomb was supplied by these guys, Motor Wales, down in Wales when I was visiting them. They gave me those for free, so thank you very much. Appreciate that. I've also got the SW Motec belly pan on there, or bash guard, whatever you call it, so that helps with a little bit of off-roading. And I do off-roading on this. Yes, I said do, leave it. But yeah, I've been off-road on that. I shall insert some of the off-road I've done now. Hey, a little bit of sideways. Do you know what? The NX is okay. Suspension is a little bit wanting, but we know that. So there you go. I don't just threaten to do it. I don't just put 50-50 tyres on and then ride around London. I actually use them. We've got the fuel exhaust on here as well, and I love this. They won't love me showing you how filthy that is. Damien, who makes these, is a little bit OCD when it comes to cleanliness. So Damien, if you are watching, I apologise. It doesn't always look like that. I'm lying. It does 90% of the time. I've got SW Pro racks on here, which are the quick release, and I've got the Krieger plates on here. Now my Krieger bags don't fit because they sit on the exhaust, I found after I put these on, but I already had these, so it's just a question of do they fit, and the answer is no, the Krieger bags don't. They will melt on the exhaust. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I might put hard luggage on that. I've got the Jivy rear box on there, the tracker, with the SW Motec rear rack. Now the eagle-eyed among you will spot this. I could put Loctite on there, but I couldn't find it, so I got a bit of gaffer tape. Because this bike has a little bit of vibration, these I found were just unscrewing themselves, so they need a little bit of Loctite, but that solves the problem, and it's a lot easier, and it's what I had to hand. I've also got the SW Motec tank bag quick release bag thing. I don't know what technical name for that is. And I've got the Ultimate add-ons phone mount for the little crossbar thing there. Now, those of you in my videos have asked a lot about why have I got this piece of tape and why have I got this bit of blue tack. Well, the piece of tape is this screen vibrates ever so slightly at about 30 miles an hour, and it's really annoying. It didn't do that until the first service, but they haven't touched anything. It just happened to go like that. The blue tack is for when I power up my phone and use the little charger here, the USB. If it is raining, I just put that over the top to make it a little bit more waterproof. Right, so let's get on to the weirdness of this, and this is where I compare it to the CL500 that I've got in the garage. Now, if you think the CL500 is in the street category, this is in the adventure category. However, you cannot get 50-50 tyres as standard fitment for this, but you can for the CL500. These tyres, you have to change the size on the back. This is a 150/70/17. They don't do a 160 for this. They won't supply it. It just doesn't exist, and I love these tyres. I did pay for them myself. Dunlop helped me out on the channel a lot, but on this occasion, because they're not OEM fitment or standard fitment, I couldn't get them from Dunlop, so I paid for them. Now, if you go on the forums, this is a standard change, going for the 150/70/17 on cb500x's and nx's, and yeah, I love these bloody tyres. They're really, really good off-road. The only thing I would say is they make a lot of noise at 40 miles an hour. It sounds like your wheel bearings are going. When they bed in, they get better, but it's still really, really annoying, and that's probably every 50-50 tyre you will put on a bike like this, or put on the cb500x. I don't know if you've got one. Let me know downstairs in the comments. If you put 50-50 tyres on there, does it sound really like screamy at 40 miles an hour? But I kind of knew that because I've had bikes with the 50-50s on before, and they always make noise. So I find that weird that the street bike, you can get 50-50 tyres as standard, but the adventure bike you can't. And also these foot pegs These are SW Motec ones simply because Honda don't do ones for this. They don't do off-road pegs or semi-off-road pegs, but they do for the CL500. But the CL500 ones don't fit on this. It's madness. So the CL500 street bike, get 50/50 tyres and you can get off-road pegs. nx500 adventure category, can't get off-road pegs, can't get standard fitment 50/50 tyres. Makes no bloody sense at all. Honda, sort your life out. I think there should be two categories of adventure. There should be road adventure and pure adventure. Now this is obviously road adventure. We can tell that by the way the suspension handles off-road. It doesn't do it too well. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'm probably not going to change it for the amount of off-roading I do, but it does show up its limits and a little bit of ground clearance problems. But on the whole, I've got to say, this bike has been absolutely fantastic, and I had to use the word absolutely then because I love it. I really do love it. It does everything I need. It carries the luggage for tours. It does the commute. If the weather's terrible, it's great. If the weather's beautiful, it's great. It's got enough wind protection and weather protection to do what it needs to do. As I say, I put 50/50 tyres on there, so if I see a gravel track, I could just ride across there if I want. It's not a problem. I love the way it looks. I love how comfortable it is. I love the way it handles. Now, I'm not a blaster. The only way you won't like a small capacity bike is if you're into speed. And if you are into speed, then small capacity bikes are not probably on your radar at all. But this, I bought it as a workhorse, and it is. But not only is it a workhorse, it's bloody good fun. I really enjoy my time on this. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. It cheers me up. I reach for the keys for this bike a lot. I was going to use this just purely as a tourer, like a slow tourer, plodder, and do some exploring. But I find myself using this every day in every weather. The only thing I would say as well, pointing out a negative, is I went through one deep puddle and it kind of did that to my radiator. I've got a radiator cover at home, but I need to obviously clean the bike before I put that on. But there you go, all in all. nx500, if there's anything you want to know, leave a comment downstairs in the comment section. I'll try and get back to you. If it's something I don't know, I will try and find out, but I really like it. So that's the cool cover I was talking about. It does give it a little bit of height as well, as does the changing of the tyre. It makes it slightly taller. I have gone up 2 clicks on the suspension as well to make it a little bit stiffer. Front is non-adjustable, but for 99% or 95% of the riding I do, it's perfect. As I say, I don't go on motorways. I don't go fast. Those days are gone. I can't be asked to go fast. It takes too much effort and there's too many idiots on the road. I did change the chain of sprockets as well. That's not Honda's fault, that was my fault. Last winter I put it in the garage and I didn't ride it for about 2.5–3 months, and I'd forgotten I'd gone through a load of crap and salt, and it kind of well, basically it ruined the chain, so I changed the chain of sprockets. But that was my fault and my problem, so we're keeping an eye on that this year. But we're riding it more. I bloody love it. It's due in for a service in 16,000 miles, so that's about, what, 2,000 miles to go. So maybe in a month, just after Christmas or something, that'll probably go in for a service. But I love it. I love it. I can't fault it. I can't fault it. The negatives are, as I said, the ADV stuff. It's like the foot pegs, the tyres. What else can be a negative? I can't think of anything. The Oxford grips don't turn off as they're supposed to, naturally. So if you leave them on, you flatten the battery. But I keep a jump pack in the back. I keep a engine management light reset diagnostic tool in the back as well, so I can do all that on the go. I'm trying to find negatives. What can I find negatives? And I know a lot of you go slow and boring, but that means you're slow and boring. It's not. Anyway, that's about it. I can't really find any negatives. I can't. I wish I could. I mean, I'm sure you guys will. That's the internet, isn't it? It's full of negatives. But maybe, just maybe, I found my unicorn bike. As long as I steer away from wanting to go really fast, then yeah, it's good. It could do with being a little bit bigger for me. That's probably the only thing. But as I said, I'm a big lump. I'm a big lad. There you go, so little Denali's on the front. I keep them on all the time, but they're angled down so they don't dazzle anyone. And I actually use these lights on the bike safe course with the Metropolitan Police, and they said they were fine as long as they're angled down, and they're actually a little bit safer because they create a triangle. Because with a single headlight, they reckon it's hard to judge the speed, but once you put other lights in there and create that triangle, it makes it easier for car drivers to judge that speed. And let's face it, we need to help out the car drivers as much as we possibly can. So there you go, that was a little bit of a walk round of the bike. I think I've covered everything. If there was something you saw on that I didn't mention, then drop a comment downstairs and I'll get back to you. This is just an ad hoc video on the way to work on my lovely commute. Now, vibration wise, I know a lot of people complain about vibrations on this bike around 70 miles an hour. As I said, I rarely take the motorway, so that's not too much of an issue for me, but it does vibrate up around the 70 miles an hour mark. Because of the bark busters and the heated grips making the grips thicker, it does mean I get less vibration than the standard kind of setup. Now, the biggest thing that I think people complain about with this bike over most things is the sound of the engine. It's a parallel twin. As I said, it's not got a lot of power. It's a parallel twin, but it's not one of those funny firing cranks, so it doesn't sound like a V-twin. It's kind of a flat parallel twin sound. I've kind of got used to it. At first I was like, oh, hello, what's going on here? Bearing in mind I came off an Africa twin, so you can imagine the difference in sound. But now I've got this fuel exhaust on here, or I've had this on since new. It's kind of deepened up. I've got the longer can on because the short one I found was too high pitched, whereas the longer can is a much nicer sound, and it does sound good on the overrun. It's got a beautiful little sound. And I've had comments from other people asking me what I've done to the bike, and I haven't done anything. I've just changed that exhaust for the long can. And people are saying it does sound good, especially on the overrun. It's got a really nice pop on it. And here's the weird thing, it's cheap, it's cheerful, it's not exotic, but when I look back, I get that little fuzzy warm feeling inside. I look at it and I go, yeah, you, my friend, are my bloody unicorn. So on that note, I'm going to bid you farewell. As I said, this is a quick ad hoc video just on the way to work on my commute. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment downstairs in the comment section and a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs up. Don't bother with a comment. I'll just get back to you with your mum. I'm only joking. If it's constructive, say what you want. That's what it's down there for. But most of all, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to do all those things that you need to do. Also hit that notification bell so you guys can get a drop on these videos. I shall see you on the next one. You know I love you all. Stay safe. Fish out.
Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead and get gone.